Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and today we're checking out two new Molsect knives. Really nice packaging. We'll check this one out here in 1 second. Let's check out the smaller of the two. This little guy, which does have a bottle opener right there, which is, you know, kind of cool. Some people might like that. Nice large hardware all the way around, hidden backspacer back there, all titanium, and it is a titanium frame lock with a steel lock bar insert. We have a crazy blade shape with this cutout. I imagine when you go, yeah, you're gonna wanna use it closed, not open when you use the bottle opener. But you know what though? It might not matter because I don't think the stress goes onto the lock bar. Anyways, the reverse flick. Wait, let's check out the blade steel. What am I doing? What's the blade steel? S90V, yeah. So we got S90V blade steel, awesome to see. And you know, it seems like Molsect is picking up the paces on some of their designs and you know, what they're doing. So we have a reverse flick that works great. Phenomenal detent for the reverse flick. Thumb flick is also really good. A little bit tighter, but easy to, you know, still easy to do. The detent is crispy on this, like nice. They did a good job with that. And then you have the front flipper, which also the jimping is good on. You do have this little hump to get over, but I guess I can't roll it all the way around, but it does fire really hard because the detent strength. The reach over, I can also do pretty well. Side finger, yep, I can do them all. So the front flipper works well. But this peak, you know, I know they were getting tight for that because they have, you can see the track right there. That is for the stop pin, which that's my favorite way to do a stop pin. So I'm happy with that. I just wish maybe that peak was just knocked down just slightly. But what would be even more important is the jimping just a little bit sharper. It's good. So I don't want to make it seem like it's bad, but you can, if you put your fingers on the lock bar, you could skip off of it. But once you know it, man, it's good. Ergonomics, really nice in the hand. It's good. It's small. I feel the clip a bit right around these areas, but it's not a big deal. I could choke all the way up to the edge. Plunge grind, it passes, but yeah, it passes because it's ends right there. So, okay, it's fine. Wish it was a little bit bigger, but it's fine. Access to the lock bar is decent. It's not great, but it's decent. So good for them on that. Getting past the detent and the disengagement is right there. So very easy to get past that. All in all, it's cool. The clip, that's, it's a little short, a little stumpy, but it's got some spring to it. I'm actually surprised it has as much spring as it has considering everything. So yeah, it works. The only other complaint I'm going to have is the T8s. It's T8s, but they look like T10s. They are a little big. This is a T8 right here. There's a little bit of room in there, you know, so just saying that, and it's not a T9. I tried a T9. The T9 doesn't fit. It's just like, it's like right in between. It's like an 8.2 or something, 8.5. Not that big of a deal. They'll still come out, but just something to for the company to think about, you know, maybe with their hardware to try to make sure that they're they're really good fitting. All right, let's get to the next. I haven't tried the bottle opener, but I'm sure it's a bottle opener. This next one is beefy. This is a big boy. Like, it is big. Not like long wise, but like it's thick, it's robust, it's heavy duty. The jimping is great on the regular flipper. We'll try the front flipper here in 1 second, but great detent, man. They're doing a good job with their detents. No detent lash. Let me try this one. No detent lash. Phenomenal action for the flipper tab. It's high relative to the pivot. Great detent. Blade steel on this is S35VN. We have a drop point S35 flat ground blade, a robust blade with a dual finish. Nice swedge going all the way out to the tip. Definitely is going to increase the stability of that tip. It's not super thick behind the edge, but it's also not thin. It is more in the medium category where it's a little bit more on the robuster side. Then we have the titanium frame lock with the TA hardware all the way around and a titanium mill pocket clip. Full titanium backspacer, which is pretty cool. And then they put the lanyard right there. I like that they put these cuts inside the clip. That's going to help with some spring. The milling on the scales is also really nice. And then We have a good reverse flick. We'll talk about that in a second. The access to the lock bar, really, really good. Great access to that lock bar. Easy to get past that detent. Detent is nice and early. They did a good job with that. Very thoughtful on that. That's good. Then you have again, the reverse and thumb flick. Money, 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 money. This is great. It has a nice sound too. Damn, it's loud. Not sure if it's gonna come over the microwave. It's coming through my ears, but it's loud. Great thumb flick again. Then the front flipper, not the best front flipper. I do not like the front flipper. It's just not great. It works, I can do it, but I'm really strong with my front flips, and I'm not a fan of it. I probably wouldn't front flip this very often. It's the jimping, it's the geometry of it. It's a lot of things. The detent strength, the detent is perfect for these two. Perfect, great detent. But when you're talking about a front flipper, it's hard to put a strong detent on a front flipper, especially if it's shaped like this. You need sharper jimping. This is horrible jimping for a front flipper. So it just needs sharper jimping and maybe up just a little bit higher so that you have leverage going down. Like I said, I can do it. It's just not, you know, with such a strong detent, it's just tough. You know, better jimping would improve it a lot, but the other things could be there. But you know what? You don't even have to look at it as a front flipper. You know, you could just say it's like a shaman, right? Where is it there? Yeah, you could use it, but it's not really intended for it, which is perfectly fine for me because the 2 deployments it does have, and the 2.5, I'd say 2.5 is good, right? Because the primary 2 is phenomenal. Great ergos, phenomenal ergos. It is thick, it's chunky, it's big. It's like a fixed blade in your hand almost. Now I do feel when I'm really squeezing the death out of it, I feel these 2 screws right there because they pop up. Not a big deal. It's fine. I would still bear through it. And then you always got that choke up, you know, so you got a nice choke up, great pinch grips. So yeah, plunge grind's definitely not as good as the other one. You already have a smile going right there, as you can see. So what's going to happen is when I do sharpen it, it's going to look like that. That's what's going to happen. It's going to look just like this when I sharpen. See that smile right there? See it smiling at you? That is a smile. So I personally would prefer a better plunge grind, something that's farther away from the edge so I have room to sharpen without hitting it. All in all, I like it, man. I like quite a bit. The clip, you know, works fairly well. They chamfered the edge around this cutout, which is nice. So it's not going to, catch, at least easily. Yeah, man, this is pretty cool. Internal, oh no, it's not an internal stop pin. So it's got a regular stop pin and then lots of milling on the inside, but man, it's got some weight. So, you know, this is one you got to know. This is for somebody who you're not shying away from the weight of a knife, which a lot of guys that carry knives, they don't really care about the weight too much. You know, yeah, it's nice when it is a little bit more lighter weight, but its heaviness isn't going to stop them from carrying. A lot of guys like the weight because it just feels more like a tool, right? When you're grabbing a knife, it feels substantial. I know with a lot of people, if I hand them 2 knives and one's light and one's heavy, they'll think the heavier one's more expensive, even though that is not the case, and then sometimes is the opposite. But anyways, there you guys go. You know, look at that. That's a heavy duty lock bar. Look at that. Nice strong lock up, especially for a brand new model. Great access, nice and smooth, no stick. Great. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I do like it, but it's definitely not going to be for everybody because of the weight and the size. And then we have the little guy. You can see the difference in the sizes, quite a bit different, especially with the weight. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.